What's up everybody, welcome to part 5 of Blaster Master 03. In the previous episode, the crew of G Sophia, or 2/3 of the crew of G Sophia plus Leibniz explored this factory, with Jason letting Leibniz in on a little secret about himself that I don't even think he told Eve. He's a test tube baby! He was grown in a lab. He has no parents. Yeah, that's quite the revelation to drop now of all times in the finale of a trilogy. Again, all those conversations with Eve in the first and second game, no mention of him being an artificial being. But then again, I reckon Jason told Eve in between episodes. There's just no way that he wouldn't have not said anything. And this is something you could miss because, again, it's an optional conversation. The conversation only happens when you talk to Leibniz. And you don't have to talk to Leibniz if you don't want to. I mean, he's kind of a prick, so I don't blame you for not talking to him. But getting back to the artificial human thing, it's cliche, yes, but in a way that's sort of like another parallel to Eve and Jason. Both parties are sadly not real. One of them's a robot and is questionable if she even has sexual organs or not. We're still debating that. And the other one's a test tube baby. In fact, haven't I seen this dynamic before in some other Inti Creates / Capcom game? Oh, wait a minute. It's Zero and Ciel. It's literally the Zero and Ciel dynamic from Mega Man Zero, except way more blatantly obvious here. And this series had different writers from the Mega Man Zero series, so I'm doubly shocked at the parallels they made here. Even down to the character designs. You know Jason wants to be Zero really badly. He just doesn't want to dye his hair. But wait, he's not even a robot though. That's... Oh god, does that mean that Jason's the Ciel of the couple? Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. I'm obviously thinking way too hard about this relationship. This is why you wouldn't want me sitting through a romantic comedy, because I'll just pick apart everything. And I don't even like romantic comedies to begin with, so fuck them. Well, no, there is one romantic comedy I like, and that's called The Proposal, with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. And that's only because Betty White was in that film. There is no other reason other than Betty White was in The Proposal, and that's why I like that film. But other than that, every other romantic comedy could just suck it, because I don't care that much. Kinda hypocritical of me to say because I'm playing a game where the central theme of the story is... romance. But hey, there are tanks involved. And frogs. I love frogs. And also, I want to see all these characters get their happy endings. And one way or the other. This game is still E10. I don't know how they're gonna get that past the radar. But god damn it, they'll find a way because Japan's just that horny. We're almost through this area with this really kick-ass music in the background. This has to be my favorite track in the whole entire game. Is it though? No, this is not my favorite track in the game, but it's damn close to it. Anyway, we can't go through this area just yet. We're going to have to backtrack a bit. As for my favorite song in the game, I'm gonna say the final 3 tracks of Blaster Master 03. They hit the feels real hard. And I'm not gonna spoil it just yet. You're gonna have to wait for it. And just like with the first and second game, this game also has an official soundtrack released for it. And the shocking thing is, Jason and Eve aren't even on the front cover of the official soundtrack like they were for the previous 2. There's 3 new characters. I wonder who these guys are. That's something that this game will later explain. Or not, because 2 of those characters don't even really show up on screen at all. But one of them does. I'm not going to show the cover art for the soundtrack because I don't know if you played this game or not, and potentially showing it might spoil those 3 characters if you have a vague idea of how the lore is in this universe. If you played this game in the past 2 months, which, I mean, it's literally been 2 months since its release, so... you know the story. If you hadn't, well, buckle up for the ride because it's something else. Why? Great, now I gotta take the long way around. Dark areas and instant death hazards should not mix in video games. Never. Never ever. Never ever ever. It's just a bad idea. Ouch. Good thing I have my shields on. Okay, this jump is tough in the streets. How am I supposed to get over this? I just blow up. That's how I get over it. Take two. Well, you finally get to see that those distortions are indeed no joke. Ah! Get up there, you bastard. It doesn't help that you cling onto the wall each time you get near it, and I can't get those crates on the ceiling to go away because the ignition spark will get destroyed by those distortions, like those shockwaves. They'll hit the distortions and disappear. Come on, get over there. There we go. Atta girl. Now let's see what's back over here. It's probably nothing, is it? I don't know if the energy guards respawned back here yet. They probably didn't, so this may just be a waste of time. We still have those speeding bullet enemies that zoom across the screen. You can destroy them rather easily with the anti-SF ammo. This weapon is insane. The anti-SF ammo is cost effective on SP, and not only just that, the power is just insane. Well worth the use. And here I was checking the map to see if anything spawned back in, but there's nothing here. So that was completely pointless. Including that death too, that was stupid. Alright, fast forwarded the super dimensional space segment. Now we're going on the right beaten path. Boxes! More Lightspeed boxes! What's the purpose of these things? Why are they here? The only thing I could think of in this situation is that these things are actually freezers and we're whisking away Kane Gardner's lifetime supply of ice cream. No, this is not a high-tech weapons cache or some sort of factory that produces a super rare, ultra expensive commodity. No, this is just a dairy farm. It just so happens to have a railgun attached to the side of it to shoot shit into space with. No, I'm kidding. This is definitely a weapon stash slash missile armament base. I don't know what this place is exactly. All I know about this place is it sends items to the nearby moon of NORA, so there's that little tidbit. And the moon of NORA is a very important location in the Blaster Master universe. Not only was it the birthplace of Eve, or rather where she was built, it is also the place where Kane was enlisted as the first meta fighter. The Japanese version of the NES game had a bit more of a Star Wars inspired storyline. The mutants were transformed into this galactic empire called the MVM Star Army or whatever it was called, and Kane Gardner was just so happened to be the only one on duty to actually fend them off at the time. Kane also had the help from Jennifer Cornett, the mechanic for the original Metal Attacker. Well, Cornett was Jennifer's maiden name before she got married to Kane, and also what was stated in the instruction manual for Metafight. And sometime later, Jennifer became the head of NORA Academy, and she went on to build other Metal Attackers. Or more specifically, 2 other Metal Attackers. Jennifer, along with Team Alpha, we can't forget about them, built the Sophia 3 as well as the Andrea. There were different teams that worked on other tanks too, it wasn't just Team Alpha heading everything. You got Team Bravo, who focused on firepower and toughness. So basically Stein's tank rather, the Atom, that was on Team Bravo. Then there's Team Charlie who built Air. Yeah, enough said about that. They also built Gunbay's tank, the Kubiku too. So their design choices are a little bit strange on that one. And then we get to Team Delta, who didn't quite get the memo that they were building tanks and not exactly stupid TIE fighter monstrosity things. So the Garuda, Leibniz's ship. Yeah, that was Team Delta's fault. Now I know who to blame. And then Jason takes a page out of Jennifer's book without even meeting her and starts making Metal Attackers. On his own, or at least with Eve. Anyway, boss fight. Is this thing a part of the facility's defense system? It looks similar to a boss mutant I fought on Earth. But it's not giving off a mutant signal. If it's going to attack, then it's probably an SF mech. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock Frutnik. Looks like it's also managing this installation's computer system. Once I defeat and analyze it, we just might be able to find that tag. Iron Firewall, or the Adminator. Adminator. No, I'm just gonna call it Iron Firewall. Your normal tank shots won't do damage to it, but your anti-SF ammo pierces right through the armor for added damage. You don't even have to wait for an opening for this guy. One of the Iron Firewall's attacks is to send miniature firewalls to chase you on the ground. You can send them flying up into the air by using the ignition spark. Its second attack is turning the floor green and then shooting more blocks from underneath you. Fly over the Iron Firewall when it does that. Its third attack is a three-way spread shot laser. Just move to the left or right a little bit and you'll never be shot by it. Well, it looks like I'm out of SP for my cannon. Damn. Good thing I have the other SP bar. Alright. With this we can use the mass driver. Let's put it to good use and make our way to NORA. I don't understand why NORA is always capitalized like that. Maybe it stands for something, but I can't find anything on the Blaster Master Wikipedia. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. It's not NORA, it's NORA! NORA! I hate it when games capitalize names for no damn reason. I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy VI and Shining Force 2. You just feel the need to shout their names loudly because that's the only thing in the sentence that's uppercased. But I'm holding back on doing that because that gets annoying really quickly. What I'm going to do next to get out of this area is go outside. Leibniz, have you ever written a cargo specialized mass driver? What do you think? Are you brain dead or something? Yeah, of course not. It doesn't normally take passengers. Sophia's armor can handle it, but it's probably quite a shock. You don't have to tell me. I was already looking forward to seeing what you look like as a pancake. Pancakes. Ugh, that's what I get for expressing even a shred of concern. Okay, we're ready for launch. Here we go. And they died. We somehow managed to safely make it off planet Sophia. If we stay on the freight route, we should arrive on NORA. Ribbit, ribbit. Alright, welcome to the outskirts of NORA. This beginning section right here is a long straightaway, but it may remind you of something. The turbo tunnel, except way easier. You have to watch the arrows on the wall. That signifies a piece of freight coming in from behind. However, instead of dodging accordingly, I'm just going to hug the floor because there's more level down here. Or a checkpoint, which is good too. You don't want to die and then go back to an even further checkpoint. That will end your day really miserably. I don't know why I said that, but okay then. Here's another passageway down here, and there's items, but I can't get to it yet. Oh well. Before I forget to mention, the space physics in this game are kind of like the water physics from the first two games, except, well, you're in a vacuum instead of the ocean, so there's that. And also, it's a bit stiffer from what I feel. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels kind of off in this one. But then again, I had that same complaint in 2, so apparently not much has changed. And not much has changed with the distortions neither. They're still here. The superdimensional space portion of the turbo tunnel is you flying back. That's about it. Only except the things are coming towards you instead of coming with you. Or coming from behind. What? Coming from behind. I can't talk today. Time to go forwards. I played that Battletoads game last year on the Xbox One time and I didn't like it. Anyway, You have to hug to the ceiling in order to get to this dungeon. Those space tanks that were shooting at me look like giant pistols. Whoever designed the tanks to look like pistols, I will never know. This dungeon has a lot of cool items to pick up, so be sure to get them because they can be really important later on. And then you got the standard SP ups with the orange and blue bars. Those are, well, they're important too, but they're not as special as what I'm about to get. I decided to take the super dimensional space route, which is a shame because it keeps playing this one song over and over again. The normal space side is playing a completely different song, which is really catchy as hell actually. Well, I can play it at the end of the part, why not? If you're going to do the normal space routes for these dungeons right now, good luck because the Sophia Force robots are getting stronger. The good thing about the mutants is they're not nearly as dangerous as the SF, and they go down extremely quickly to your gear. The SF droids, not so much. Energy guard, yay! That's not what I was looking for, honestly. It's probably at the end of this dungeon if I remember correctly. We got more conveyor belts, or shadows of conveyor belts, because apparently the super dimensional space side is overlaid on top of normal space. Kind of like the ghost zone from Danny Phantom, where one cannot exist without the other. Anyway, we just got the U extender, and increases the max stock on the Unchained Effector. The Unchained Effector being the infinite blast counter sub-weapon. There we go, this is what I'm looking for. The Vivid Sensor. It increases the detection capabilities of blast counters. When this item is equipped, you have a slightly larger window of opportunity to blast counter, but the attack power is decreased. Alright, now I'm going to do this with some semblance of skill and not just bum rush it like I was earlier. Ow. Okay, come on, that's not fair. You're throwing multiple things at me at once. If this was Battletoads, I would have died on the title screen. But anyway, that's going to be the end of Part 5. Tune in for Part 6 of Blaster Master 03, where we finally get to meet Jennifer. But first, I'm going to play the NORA dungeon themes, which is called Planetoid Stardust. I hope you enjoy.